The aftermath of the bodybuilding mentality. Birth of the bodybuilding mentality. Of the few lifestyle changes that have changed my life, starting to go to the gym ranks on top. The development of the bodybuilding mentality over my first 2 years of going to the gym has improved my life tremendously. I wouldn't go back and change anything. However, I do find myself having to undo some physical and psychological damage that was done in this phase. I'll outline some of that below. Enough calories to maintain or else. Enter the bodybuilding space and you'll hear the words anabolic and catabolic thrown around left and right. This idea of muscle growth and muscle breakdown is the core that makes up the bodybuilding mentality. It's at the core of all supplements sold and all meal plans given out by trainers. It left me with a new mindset, which had me feeling like if I didn't eat enough, especially protein, my muscles would just melt. I've since proven this untrue. Having fasted, only being allowed water, for as long as 10 days, it's clear that muscles are preserved. Maybe the bodybuilding community doesn't want us to believe this. After all, they would lose out on sales of those precious BCAAs and pre-workouts. After the first long fast, I was surprised by how preserved my musculature was. However, during the fast, I couldn't fight off the thinking pattern that had me feeling like I had to start bulking after my fast. This happens every time I fast or go on a low-calorie diet. This frame of thinking is still prevalent in my psyche. I'm fighting it off slowly. On days when I exercise a lot, I find myself eliminating any hope of losing body fat by thinking that I'm going to lose muscle. I'll exercise more than usual, and then I'll feel like I need to eat more to compensate. This is partially influenced by how well my diet can keep me feeling full, but also influenced by my psychological tendencies towards food. I find myself turning the tide slowly, but it's clear that the side of bodybuilding really has left its mark on me. Meal timing equals eating disorder. Believe it or not, timing meals isn't always a great idea. If you begin to follow a meal plan, then chances are that you're going to eventually fall into a routine. Meal 1 at 9 a.m., Meal 2 at 12 p.m., Meal 3 at 3 p.m., etc. Whatever it might be, the timing becomes routine. So what happens when you don't find yourself hungry at those times? You still eat. At least, that's what the bodybuilding mentality will program you to do. This happens to me, and it hasn't been easy to eliminate. I was programmed to eat on cue. Sometimes I feel like I'm hungry when I'm not. This shows up through bad digestion. So even if I eat on cue when I'm not hungry, I still get hungry later in the day, when there's no more food left in the meal plan, and so I begin to snack and snack some more. I've forgotten what it feels like to eat when I'm hungry. It's in the times when I'm on vacation and I'm not meal prepping that I bloat less and lose a little weight. Not what you'd expect. The challenge is to follow a meal plan but never commit to a predefined schedule. The bodybuilding mentality favors aesthetics. I've come to learn that at every step in life, you have to question your intentions. Not every year, not every month, not every week, every day. Are you carrying out your actions for the right reason? If not, you might have to reconsider. If you don't, you'll be led down a road that you regret. The bodybuilding mentality was all about aesthetics. And while it's true that what you reveal on the outside is a reflection of what's inside, having a six-pack isn't always an outcome that signifies overall health. At the beginning of the year, I started training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got smacked hard by reality. The muscle size that I've accumulated over the years didn't translate into anything functional. I wasn't flexible, I was only strong in particular positions, and I had flare-ups of pain in different places. From rotator cuff issues to random bouts of elbow tendonitis, the effects of the bodybuilding mentality have become apparent. The bodybuilding mentality was generally negligent towards flexibility and functional strength. Its main interest was strictly aesthetics, gaining an inch on the arms, make the chest more defined, making the calves massive, etc. I've recently transitioned to exercises that not only increase my heart rate but also allow me to acquire some functional strength and power. Kettlebells are perfect for this. They allow for a wide range of helpful exercises that also contribute slightly to improved aesthetics. Looking back, I wish I would have been more cautious. On the bright side, I'm still young. I can correct course. Maybe I needed to go there to get here. However, some of these decisions we make have irreversible consequences. Aging never stops for anyone. We're inevitably going to get old and less capable of moving smoothly. It sucks when you realize that you've been contributing to your own functional demise. We live and we learn. Hopefully we can learn to reduce the damage while still staying active and physically capable. Live and learn. As painful as it is to realize my mistakes, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I wouldn't change a thing. The isolation training that comes with the bodybuilding mentality taught me about consistency, hard work, and the different muscle groups involved in common motions. Life is all about acquiring the right information. Unfortunately, there are some times when even with the right information, you make the wrong decision. There were an adequate amount of warning signs out there for me to listen to when I started, but, as is usually the case, nothing teaches quite like trial and error. Hopefully, I've learned to trust the wisdom of people who have went through these problems before I run into them myself. That requires loosening the clutches on a deeply held belief to become more malleable. Always keep an ear open for advice that could help you to avoid future problems. Thanks for listening. If you like this article, you can find more like it at banafit.com. That's BANNAFIT.com.